Let me welcome, of course, from the Pulitzer Prize winning Michael R. Jackson. Let me welcome James Jackson Jr. and John Andrew Morrison. Thank you, Thought 2 and Thought 4. Welcome. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hi,
Hello.
Karen.
Hello. Tanya Pinkins is here, Broadway diva. We were talking off mic. She said this is a season, but it's a season where if we show up, it becomes the
It could be
norm.
all Black people win Tonys almost this year, right? Because we got like multiples in every category.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
believe
so.
so.
There's a lot of brown people and it's very pretty. I love it.
Mhm.
Okay. So let me start with Mr. Jackson Jr.
Oh,
Thought
okay.
2. Yes, you are an Obie Award winner. First of all, tell us what that what did that make you? What happened? You had to gag a little bit?
No. Well,
Okay.
I hardly refer to myself as that, but I forget that I have one. But yeah, we won an Obie
Yes.
for the 2019 run off Broadway, Playwrights Horizons. Yeah, I
Stop
forget.
lying. You have your Obie award. Like every time I would FaceTime with you, your Obie would be like, "Where am I putting my Obie
Hilarious.
award
Strategically right
today?"
here.
Wait, and what is that in your lap? I think that's the Obie Award. All right.
It's like, oh,
So
this old thing.
how did you come to the Strange Loop? How did you come to Strange Loop?
It's been 12 years. So that's a very long time. I had heard of a Michael R. Jackson when I got here. You know, you meet all of the same types of you in a room when you go to the few auditions there were for us to go to. And there was this guy, Michael R. Jackson, who I was told, don't sing his music, don't show up. He's too crazy, he's too out there. And that of course made me want to immediately sing everything he ever wrote. So when someone dropped out of his concert because they were dealing with whatever they were dealing with, I showed up. I got the call and I said, yeah, yes, I'm on my way. And I showed up, learned the music, and we rehearsed for about 5 or 10 minutes, but then the rest of the day was spent, Michael and I just hit it off, and we could talk about soap operas, and we could talk about like our love of like Tori Amos and Joni Mitchell. So I found a friend and I was like, oh, so I'm in for whatever this is, because my friend writes this wonderful music. It wasn't too much and it wasn't crazy, it was just truthful. And I responded to it immediately.
You play Thought 4. So
I'm Thought 2, that your daily self-loathing.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Thought 2. You are how many thoughts are there in Strange
There's 6
Loop?
of us. Well, there's 6, but we always say the audience is Thought 7.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's the thought behind these thoughts, John Andrew Morrison? What are the thoughts?
I mean, so they're basically a representation of someone's internal dialogue, their internal struggle, right? So, as James said, at one point in time, he becomes his daily self-loathing. There is one that represents like financial. I don't know if I can say the word on your show. Financial faggotry. There is one that represents
Wait,
whether
what
he's
is
black.
that? Wait, what? Time out. Those 2 words. I like alliteration, so I'm good with that from a writing standpoint. But I've never heard that term before. So
I
Well-
think the character, I think Usher doesn't necessarily pay his bills on time.
Yeah, he
Or
don't
that-
pay his bills on time, and
Yeah.
and he owed people money, so he gets called out for that. And yeah, there's one thought that sometimes shows up and goes, "Are you black enough?" And one represents his sexual desire. But then we all cycle through playing his mom and his dad, and then towards the end of the show, I become like the most fully realized version of his mom in the show. But then, at one point in time, one of the thoughts becomes like a sexual trick. One becomes a fantasy that he has a thing with on the subway. So it's a wild show, and because of the structure of it, we get to like pop in and out and play multiple things. So as an actor, it's really wonderful because you're not just playing one thing. Like you literally go off stage, boop, you're back on as a whole nother thing. Boop,
It's
boop,
so much
boop.
fun.
And it makes it fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
both of you, Tanya's been on Broadway a lot. It seems like The Great White Way, I'm reading Viola, is a hard nut to crack. and there's a lot of typecasting, and there's a lot of
Mhm.
chicanery, and there's a lot of, struggle and pain.
Well,
to
I can specifically speak to that because when I first moved to the city, I used to go to these open calls and to these auditions, and casting directors would open their mouth and say the most horrible things directly to your
Horrible
face.
things.
They would say
Wait,
things.
pause. So that's John Andrew Morrison talking right now. Where are you
Yeah.
from originally? Because I feel like you're from the Caribbean.
I'm from Jamaica.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I hear
yeah,
it. I hear the home twang. I hear the home twang. So the worst thing that somebody ever said out of their mouth to your face.
Oh, they would say things like, "Oh, I can hear your handbag coming out of your mouth," or they would say things like, "Your pearls are coming out of your mouth," and they would say things like, "You're not thug enough. You're not black enough," because at the time, like what black meant for the things that I was auditioning for was thug and tough, and I'm a big black guy and I don't sing bass, and so that was what they wanted was their big black guys to sing bass. They didn't want big black guys who were tenors, and they wanted me to be a gangster or and like there are people who do that. That's not necessarily what I bring to the party, and people would say things like that, and the pearls in the handbag meant I was too gay. I was too queer in the room, and they wanted you to butch up, but you
didn't fit into their slot.
Yeah,
they had decided there was only 2 or 3 things we could possibly be in musical theater, because you weren't going to be the star. You weren't going to be the star's best friend. You were going to have one scene when you came on, and you either took it to church or you killed somebody. That's all you were going to do.
But wait, hold on. But James Jackson, it's musical theater.
But
Hold on. It's musical theater.
Billy Porter went to Carnegie Mellon, and that was back in the time when they would cut you. And Billy Porter was told in his second year that they were cutting him because there were no roles in the American theater for anyone who sang like him, and there was just no career that he was going to have.
Wow.
And what I love that Billy Porter said to them, he said, "Well, that's what I've been paying you for, so I won't be going anywhere."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then it was still going. When I first got here, I was being asked. I had studied opera all through college, and I thought
Where are you from, James? Where are you
I'm from Boston originally. So I thought I was going to be. No, it was lovely.
I'm joking.
It loved, people joke about Boston. I had a lovely time. I really did. But I thought I was going to be some sort of opera singer. That didn't. I found out opera singers, I like to have a glass of wine after the show. So I said I couldn't do that. But musical theater had a cast party. So, but when I first got here, I was not singing the things I was supposed to sing. So I kept getting asked specifically, well, can you sing it like Billy Porter? And I actually, multiple casting directors who I still have seen to this day, multiple casting directors were like, could you sing it like Billy Porter? And I had to actually look up who that was, because I did in 2000, I didn't know. I was not aware. I had been so opera focused for so long that when I was like, I'll go audition for another production of somebody's Smokey Joe's Cafe somewhere, I was just asked, well, can you sing it like the one black person that they had allowed to be the tenor?
Yes, it was Darius and Billy. That was
was
like those were the two. And like, you would walk in there like, can you do it? First of all,
like,
no,
no.
I can't.
I can't. I don't do what they do.
They are.
Yeah, and it's fascinating that now all of those types seem to be existing in a space together. I'm so excited by that.
I pray that Tanya's wrong, that it's not a season, because
I hope so. I hope it's not.
People need to see, to Viola's point, going to Juilliard and everything through a Eurocentric lens. It's like, but all of these stories, that's how we get to know one another. We need to see all of the stories. We need to hear all of the stories. We need to see all of the thoughts.
Yeah. I hope it's not just for this season. I really do hope so. And I really hope that they, more than just giving us space to succeed, I hope they give people of color space to also fail greatly and come back, because a lot of times, like, white artists fail upwards all the time. I can't tell you how many people.
I can tell you a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. and like that's always the thing is, right, like, right now we're in this moment where Michael's show is hitting, and that's great. But like, had we come up and not gotten the reception that we had gotten, it'd be years before another
Yeah.
Michael R. Jackson, you know. So I hope that not only can they allow us space to succeed, but also to fail, because that's part of the creative process too, right? Like,
Yeah.
you have to try something, and sometimes it doesn't work, it doesn't click. But like, give us the next opportunity also to like, all right, well, let's try again. And sometimes that doesn't happen for artists of color, and that's the thing that's really kind of shitty.
He's John Andrew Morrison. And he is James Jackson Jr. They are in A Strange Loop, which it debuted April, I want to say like around my birthday, in April 20 something.
Yeah.
Our opening was April 26th.
Yeah,
Yes, I was
see,
there.
Yeah.
that's right. You
You
went to
were
it.
there.
So
I went.
Tanya, tell us what you experienced.
Oh,
Well, I'm an old person, so I was a little
No.
traumatized. You know that. But the music is beautiful. Everybody up on the stage is super talented. I love that we're having a moment where Black gay men are being celebrated and their brilliance and their humor. Fat
Mm.
Ham down at the Public winning the Pulitzer. That's two Black men. I mean, white gay men have like run entertainment for the whole of entertainment. And so
Mhm.
that is really exciting. But you know, there's some stuff in there, you know, for us old folks, a little much. You know, this is the era when people can live with HIV. I'm from the era when it was a plague. So that one song,
Takes you out.
that was hard for me.
It's a
Yeah.
hard one. Yeah.
Are there any who's the guy that was in the play that we were all talking about? Hold on. The one from Grey's Anatomy that everybody was
Oh, Jesse Williams?
Jesse.
No,
Yeah,
that's a different show.
no, I know, but are there any Jesse Williams moments? That's I'm framing the
No.
question. Okay.
Look,
No,
and in that
no.
play, Jesse Williams is not the only naked one. All the men in that play get
Well,
Right.
he's the
Yeah.
only naked
Right.
one that mattered, Tanya.
Well,
Nobody else went viral, Tanya. Nobody
That's
else wanted to take a
someone
picture, Tanya.
broke the rules and took a picture when they were asked not to.
Exactly.
Thank you,
Exactly.
whoever did that. We're here. It's the Karen Hunter Show. We are here talking about, yes, we are talking about it. And Strange Loop, 11 Tony nominations,
Yeah.
including
Nominated of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Andrew Morrison. You're nominated for Best Featured Actor in a Musical.
I tell you, that's something. I mean, I only waited like 20 plus years to be able to have a moment like this, you know? So you kind of like, it's a 20-year overnight sensation, because ain't nobody was calling my name for a long time. And so to like see my name, you know, associated with things like that, and to be in these spaces where I'm like, you know, I was at the Rainbow Room yesterday having luncheon with people for the Tonys, you know what I mean? So it's like, to be able to like sit in these spaces and go, wow, all right. I mean, it took a long time. It's not like, even though it's my Broadway debut, I've been at this for a long time, and so getting to Broadway first and foremost was already a treat. Like, that was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
that's gonna happen, and like now this just feels like rarefied air. Like, this just feels like some other icing on the cake. But we busy. But I'm happy for this busy. And you know, I wish
Well, I
for
see.
this busy.
You seem like you're in the backstage, all in y'all's
They're
dressing
between
room.
shows.
Get
They
ready.
get
Yeah, no, I
fun.
In
love it.
between.
I appreciate y'all coming in because it is Wednesday,
course.
right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
the matinee. So
And it was packed today.
Yeah.
you know what? Come on through New York because we gotta
Right.
support. Can you give us, John Andrew, and then I'm gonna ask you, James, to take us out a little bit of thought number 4.
A little bit of thought number 4.
Yes, vocal.
Oh,
Just a little-
vocally?
Yes.
Okay. This is the day, this is the day, this is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. He has a milestone in my baby's life. You turn 26 on the 26th, and this will never happen again. So enjoy your day.
Yes.
Okay. James
See, now-
Jackson.
Mine are all, I have little one-line zingers. Like, so I don't, like, songs will happen, things will happen. So we set up Usher's apartment. There's a lovely song going on, and I just wrap it all up with a little, oh girl, whatever.
All right. So when you're not playing in the play, what, because your speaking voice is fire. It is.
Thank you.
So I'm imagining your singing voice because of your speaking voice. Give us, what do you sing when you're?
Sing a little of the memory song for us.
Oh Lord, it's not even my, hold on. How does the memory song? 5'4", high school gym, sneaking a cupcake. These are my memories. These are my memories. Shooting hoops off the rim, slow on the uptake. These are my memories, sweet sour memories.
Yeah, I think Lovely Smith's giving some applause.